Hello, my single solitary viewer. Welcome to the Club House SMP, where we're back at spawn. And you might ask, why is Fang's house in a fishbowl? And it's not Fang's house; it's her shop. Why is her shop in a fishbowl? Perhaps because she's a squirrel that lives in Bikini Bottom. I don't know. I don't have the answers. What I'm here to explain is that this month we've opened the Nether. And we did a lot of things because we moved to 1.16.1. So now we have a lot of new stuff at spawn since the last time I've showcased it in a video. Several new stores, and boomin' is business here at spawn. It is very boomin' the business. Yes, I inverted the words. But I'm really here to explain what's going on with here. So explain what this sign is for. And it says, the first person to prank Captain Richie, a significant prank, gets 5 diamond blocks right there. Because Madzi did kindly prank Captain Richie, but it's a small prank, very cute. And the first to prank Calf, or a caffeine diazepine, gets 5 diamond blocks. They are right here. Now I'm a lot impoverished because these diamond blocks come from from my reserves, the reserves of Flouz. I had to go caving for these, or replenish my stocks, if you will. A little bit, but it's entirely worth it. And the reason, unfortunately, why I have to build this, I built this sign, unfortunately, I had to clear space on my hard drive, and I accidentally removed the reason why this is there. And the reason is because they pranked me. So let's go. This episode, that we're not just dealing with that prank, obviously. I'm going to be building some stuff, but that's at the tail end. I'm going to be building a bridge. But before then, and maybe terraforming a swamp, but before then, let's take a look at the hub. Brodator was in charge of making this, and we have some really stellar-looking, tunnels leading off from there. That was, I don't even know whose that one was. Wow, my English is like just it's just improving. Leaps and bounds every day. I'm just all upside down here because I thought I was heading for Mega Grands. Some are using the soul speed enchantment to get to their destinations quickly, and others are wiser, knowing that I don't have it. So look at this tunnel that Ancient Bunny is making. It's going to be looking very impressive. There's the Grand Express. This is going to be looking, well, it actually is. It's all completed. Lots of chains, lots of blocks, there was a lot of work that had to go into this. Ooh. Now if that isn't a status symbol for you, where, oh look, I have the ultimate, the ultimate nether tunnel. I have the most expensive, ostentatious nether tunnel. Look at me! I don't know what it is. No, it is very impressive builds. My own tunnel is this piece of it's just slabs. And I built it diagonally because I want to run fewer blocks to my portal. That is the sole reason. But we're heading out because I'm gonna go show you something that isn't the prank that was played on me, but is what looks the most like it. Here we are. So, a while ago, noticing that there were no mushrooms in our world for a lack of an actual, real mycelium biome, though there are tiny ones, but not enough to actually spawn a mushroom, I built the Moo Shrine. Now, the reason why we're here is not to visit the Moo Shrine, which is behind me, and venture forth those who want to obtain some mushrooms. That is the only way. But I'm here basically to recreate the reaction to the prank, which is extremely underwhelming, because that's how I react to pranks, in a very unentertaining, underwhelming manner. It's sad. It's really sad. So let's pretend that this over here is my jungle base, and suddenly I'm like, why is it so shadowy over here? Why is there a 1 or 2 mob that are spawning where they normally should not be? Is it because Ting, ting, ting! There's a sky platform. Wait, actually, I said I'd mimic the I'd mimic my reaction. So my reaction would actually be, it's not entertaining. But yeah, that is what Calf and Richie done did. Oh, really? Okay. I managed to waste fireworks to get up here. So yeah, this is kind of what they did. Except they did it with mushrooms. They grew a gigantic platform of mushrooms, but this is about the same size, roughly. This is about the same size. This, of course, right here with concrete and lanterns, this was done, the platform itself here was done in creative. So, because it's basically an adventure module for the players on the server, if you will. A tiny adventure. But the platform here is basically the same size. So if you're wondering, if you're playing on the server here with me, and you're wondering, well, what size of prank should I play on Richie? What size of prank should I play on Caffeine Diazepine? Whatever, Calf. On, what size of prank should I be playing on them? Well, I said you get the 5 diamond blocks if it's the same size as theirs. So basically, a platform in the skies in the sky of this size is comparable. Of course, if you just make a platform, if you just make a sky platform, that's just repeating the same prank. So that's a little boring. Let's think outside the box. But I'm talking in terms of proportionality here. In terms of proportionality, I'm finally getting a little bit of English back. Who'd have thought? In terms of proportionality, okay, I lost it all. In terms of proportions, roughly the same proportion, the same kind of epicness of the prank, and you get the 5 diamond blocks. Whoo! Make sure you look in the description down below for a link to Calf's channel, a link to Richie's channel. They'll be releasing their episode roughly at the same time. Well, actually, they want to release it at the same time. And this episode right here is coming out before theirs, so you know we can drum up a little bit of hype. You want to know, oh my, what kind of effort did it require? Because it takes work. Making someone's life hell, it takes work. But what happens now is the prank is all gone because before I could, well, I deleted part of my removal, and if you will, my reaction to it, accidentally while clearing footage for a UHC because there's only so much room on the hard drive that I can have, and I by the looks of it, I just deleted the wrong files. Deleting something I wanted to keep instead of deleting something, that was just uselessly taking space. That happens sometimes. It's not very common. And at this point, the prank has been removed. So we can't see it no more. The only way we can see it is the building of it that you can catch on Four Harms, Captain Richie's channel, which I don't know why he still includes the brothers. The brothers Richie. They don't deserve it. And Calf. You don't want to miss it. Meanwhile, of course, I discovered while exploring on the server, not unlike this, I suppose, I discovered an area, if you can believe it, that is an actual swamp. And I wanted to terraform it a little bit in order to make it a swamp. And of course, in my jungle base, after building an additional guard tower, I wanted to build a bridge. You don't get to see the guard tower. I guess you'll see it maybe on a future live stream or a future episode. But the secrets I keep from you, you'll never find out. Ish. Hello, Club House SMP. What am I doing here? Where even am I? Well, this... you can't really tell because of the 2 high ferns, but this is the only swamp I have found on this server, generated by this custom terrain so far. And as you can tell, yeah, the grass is like darker. It's looking like a swamp. And wolves keep spawning here, and I don't want them here, but they keep spawning. So I keep murdering them, and hopefully I'll get some dog heads. But it's not happening right now. What am I doing here then? Well, this swamp does not look like a swamp to me at all. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to terraform it. I just needed... I'm still not done with my jungle base, but I just wanted to do a little bit of something that would, you know, change things up, mix things up a little bit, to get my mind into new projects and fresh ideas. But I'm still going back, to, of course, to the jungle base because there's a big bridge I still need to build and a couple of other structures I still need to build. I'm not quite done there yet, but I'm just working here on terraforming a little bit. So I marked out a river, and I'm creating it with the netherrack here, and I'll be kind of terraforming the rest of the area to try and make it look more natural. I think, you know, it's going to need a little bit of work, but it should eventually look as natural as I can make it. For example, I'm probably going to have to shave a little bit of this part off. That way, I can shave a little bit of this part off, and we're going to get closer and closer to a riverbank. But when my shovel's done, well, our work here will have to be done for now, at least. And I have the estuary basically coming over here. So I say estuary, I mean that's basically lowlands, right? I'm saying estuary just as a translation of the French estuaire, which I assume this is what it is, but an estuary, I think, unless I'm using the wrong word, but it's basically lowland marshes close to the sea, and there aren't really any trees comparatively, like let's say to an actual swamp or maybe a bayou and such. Maybe I can make trees, but I would have to make custom trees. That's why I'm starting out with lowlands at first, and I don't even know what I'd build here, really, to be honest. I'm just terraforming for now, and maybe I'm doing this for nothing. Who knows? Some terraforming has been done, thanks in no small part to this dolphin, who did literally nothing to help. Literally nothing at all. And we've got a little river. There's a weird little curve here. Maybe it looks more natural, maybe less. I don't know. There might still need a little bit of work. But if I end up doing something around here, it might end up needing bridges and so on. But we got just a tiny little river that goes as deep as it can without making, like, monumental amounts of terraforming. All of this has been manageable. I've done this in just a couple hours, really. So it's not that bad. And I added 2 little ponds as well in the middle of the lowlands. I've been planting a few reeds to try and make it look more natural. I don't know exactly what else I'd put, but I removed the yellow flowers and the red flowers in the darker biome. There's still some, if you look in the distance. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, if anything at all, but I just did it. Welcome back, my delicious foot bunions. Maybe I'm not as good as Mega Gran with the compliments or the cute nicknames. In any case, I'm building a base in the jungle. You know this, but this jungle is big. The base is actually, it's kind of a whole civilization, and here I am building another bridge. Now, I decided early on that the civilization would have somewhat limited technology, and now I'm introducing some architectural principles that are a little more advanced, which is if you take a curve, this is going to be able to support more weight, and this is a lot more advanced than what the civilization, who heretofore kind of needed to build pyramids to build tall structures, suddenly they've had an explosive boost in terms of architectural and engineering technology. I'm okay with that. Let's just go with it, because I wanted to make a suspended bridge. of sorts. I try to make it one that looks simple, but yeah, so up here, the andesite is what holds the bridge together. This arch is actually what going to be bearing the weight of the bridge. And the bridge, which is actually the part where we walk, the wooden part, that is going to be held by chains and stuff to the upper part. So I'm working on this. I'm semi-making it up as we go along. Of course, I'm testing a few things, and I've decided that the smoker is going to be a key component in the bridge building, because this really looks like, you know, the chain is hooked up here, and, you know, it looks like there's a lot of braces around this block to help it maintain a lot of weight, and so we're going to be using a lot of these. Now, given that how this works, I need a block behind to place it, as you know. And here I can place the chains. Now, I was wondering, and I have some cauldrons here, because I'm thinking, you know, this is a little bit bare right here. What if I put a cauldron up here, and from the cauldron, the chains drop? And that already looks potentially a little more solid, right? Instead of just chains purely going through the wood. I think that makes a lot more sense already. My iron reserves are drying up, just like my skin in old age. But what can you do? I'm not losing this chain. No flood, no flood, no flooding, no flooding, no flood. But you could tell, like, you could tell how many times this place has flooded before. So long as I get the chain, we'll be fine. These are the daily woes of Minecraft, where, you know, you're like, I'm just gonna do everything I can to get my chains black. Every single block matters. After all, this chain is 2 nuggets and 1 ingot, so it's even more precious than simply 1 ingot. Yeah, so I've got logs here to bear the weight. Entire trees. I have to keep this bridge, even though there's an advanced engineering principle involved compared to a primitive civilization. I still want to make it look like, well, what they're going to do is they're just going to use a whole tree log purely and simply, and that's what's going to be bearing the load. Now, it feels like this might need a little more work. Might need something else to, I don't know what. Let me, oh, so I'm out of blocks. So, I'm thinking, not that, that, okay. Oh, okay. Alright, be that way. But if I did it like that, it does not look like the same color at all, so that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Not going to work. So, I actually am going to be using stone of some kind, probably andesite. Alright, still, I like the fact that the cauldrons do appear to be working, so let's try to set ourselves up so that we can do as many of these as possible. Now, as you can see, the andesite part, I haven't worked on at all, and I do expect that in the end it's going to be all andesite, except there's going to be polished andesite, and probably as well. My goodness, how quickly all the cauldrons died in my arms tonight. So much iron. Ugh. I'm getting poorer by the second. Okay, I'm glad I just went caving a little bit and got back with 2 stacks of iron, because these 2 stacks of iron are just getting... I'm just using them up right away. Gonna lose all of it as I build this. Okay. So the full log to bear the weight, and the part... Welcome back, Alan. The part down there, of course, is going to look a lot like the other part of the other bridge. Basically, this is the same civilization, building 2 bridges. And... no. And these bridges are made by the same peoples, except that perhaps they learned from building the first bridge, and they discovered certain principles afterwards. They were like, aha, yes, we can build bigger bridges, longer bridges. And even if they're suspended, which technically speaking actually is a little more resilient to things like earthquakes or potentially, you know, volcano explosions and other little mishaps that could happen to a jungle civilization. Who knows? Let's not stereotype. There's a lot of things that could happen, and I need 4 more cauldrons. My heart is bleeding. Now, hopefully Alan will sleep, because I think Dr. Whoop... I don't know what Dr. Whoops has been doing, but I think he's been AFK for a little bit. I'm the only idiot who's been sleeping these past few nights, and I don't think this bridge is safe at night. Let's just say I brought lanterns because I do need light. Oh, I'm gonna need to... Ow. I'm gonna need to work out a way to bring some lighting in there as well. My goodness, there's so much to do, so little time. All right, I think we can solve our lighting problem and our chain problem 2 in 1. That is, if you suspend a lantern. That wasn't me. If you suspend a lantern, you can, there you go, have it there. So I think it should probably be a little higher, though. Did that lantern never? Okay. So you suspend a lantern here, and you can place your chains. Ain't no thing. Because I noticed if you put your lantern like this, and you actually place it on top of the chain, it's not gonna get suspended. Like this, you see? Now there's a hole. So you need to place your lantern actually on top, like this. It's just a little thing. It's just one of those little things. Alright, so let's place these, and let's get our chains placed on this bridge. Let's get this bridge suspended. No. My God. I need more. I'm missing smuckers. And I'm gonna be missing chains as well. I can tell. It's gonna be very painful. Flouzemaker needs to get more stuff. Dang it. Now that I've spent all this beautiful iron to make these cauldrons, I want to check if there's something that would look better. Of course, the classic old... The classic old... wait, actually, this one is not going to tell us because the lantern needs to be about here. So I'm not sure this one is the best one to look at this with. Give me my lantern back, thank you. We'll change this one. Okay. There you go. Thank you. No. Oh no, you're just gonna make my life a living hell, aren't you? Did I make it wrong? I feel like I might. Okay, so it does this with a hopper, with a nipple. Does it look better with a nipple or a four thing like this? So of course the difficulty is that I keep falling like an idiot. And the other one is that I should have probably brought some blocks to use that I wanted, some andesite notably. What are the odds that I can stick the landing? Very, very low. Actually, so low that I won't. Oh! Someone spoke too soon. Huh? What kind of pleb do you think I am? Okay, what I wanted to check, actually, it's not on top. I wanted to see... I wanted to place these blocks here. And see what that would look like. Alright, can this scatterbrained idiot figure it out? Maybe, we'll see. So I'm thinking, with the slab on top, to brace it in, we can add this here, looks like a nail that holds everything together. Maybe we're going in the correct direction here. If I can get at least the suspended part going, I'll be able to fill in the rest, I think, without too many constraints. And I had these things on my bar for a reason, because unfortunately for me, I think there's going to be a lot of this going on as I put the chains. It turns out I think I prefer the cauldron to the hopper. If there was only one, I think I'd prefer the hopper, but the cauldron looks like it's well attached to the side, whereas the hopper is a little too much of a... It's a little too much of a V-shape. Though to be fair, I know someone who's building with a lot of cauldrons, so they wouldn't necessarily go to waste if I change my mind, which I still could. I still got all the chests here I need to build as many cauldrons as I need. I just don't think I'll need that many. Replace this one, and replace two of those. One lamp, two more chains, and all we gotta do is do a whole lot more of it. So the bridge seems to be working. Most of the effect I was going for is actually there. It's actually like quite fun to go through. There's just one little awkward section, if you will, right over here, which is just a little bit low. It's a little bit low, you almost bang your head on it. And that's, of course, because this side is higher than the other, and the wood part comes up higher. But I'm trying to make decisions. So I went initially with that design on top, and then I decided, you know, I think this one here would be better. And the reason, of course, is because I went with this version at the bottom, and now the other what are they? The other chiseled block doesn't seem to fit. So I like the buttons. The buttons can be reused right here. Not so much on the other side. Well, actually, obviously, I think I will put them on the other side, but I can put these over here. And just to prevent spawning on the end over there, you do want your lights up there. But this is unlike a roof of a structure where perhaps you might not really necessarily want a light, because it looks weird when you're, you know, usually your roof is only lit up at Christmas or something, right? But of course in Minecraft that can be completely different when you're building, you know, a new civilization that doesn't actually exist on Earth. You've got a little bit more creative liberty with what you're going to be doing. But still, the double chiseled block up and down, I don't want that mirror effect. This is not the kind of build that I'm going for, because you could actually use mirror effects, but sometimes you fall and you must get back up. And I'm getting closer and closer to getting what I want out of the bridge. There's still actually the actual braces. I want to keep it as simple as possible, but I think there might be... I might add some little extra braces right over here. Let me, in fact, try this right now. Actually, I don't want with those. Let's bust out this boy right here. Let's say we're going to start with a 20-ish. Because we're going to start with this one here. It's one of the most visible ones. With this one. And this one for the full effect, actually, really. Right? You want to be able to see how it's going to look if I put the braces like that. And it at least looks like the logs are held up with something, right? Because if you look way up there, then the log could roll. Imagine if the log was a cylinder, it could roll off the bridge. It needs something to stop it and lock it in place. Now you think you've got nails and other braces and so on, but yeah. So I think that's needed, at least for it to work logically. And the issue now is that I need to be able to parkour my way. Oh no. It's gonna make things difficult because I'm getting to a point of no return by placing these right now. This is difficult. So I had also this design initially. That was the first one I made. And maybe actually for the central part, I am actually gonna go with it. I'm not gonna go with it. However, we're gonna keep the logic with the buttons, even though I'm gonna need more buttons. No problems. We're gonna need more buttons, and maybe I can put this one here. Yeah, let's say, because this is the central one. No, it's not even the central one. There's two of them. Okay, let's have fun with an alternate design. If the alternate design is not interesting, we won't use it. But we can have a little bit of fun with an alternate design. Like so. And this log will need braces on both sides. So, does this make any sense at all? Oh, this one needs braces on this side as well. Oh. I'm gonna need more slabs, I think. Alright, does that look interesting at all? I feel like I'm making my decision live here. It's not perfect. I don't know if that's how I want it, but I want it to be more stone than just the fence. So I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Might touch it again later, but I like the logic that the two logs at the center, the two central logs, are bearing more weight, or are more, they're the keystone logs, if you will. So their importance is such that they need more stonework to keep everything in place. That would be the logic. I need the logic. Without the logic, it don't make no sense. Let's get these andesite walls placed. Let's get these buttons placed. Let's place these buttons. Let's place these buttons right here. And I apologize for singing that song. I would imagine that there are very few Black Eyed Peas fans out there, because who would be a fan of the Black Eyed Peas, right? Come on now. Let's not be ridiculous. I'm gonna need one more of these just to get to the other side and start placing buttons and lanterns that I've left behind. And we're getting increasingly closer. Oof, that could have been I could have fallen a distance. And our lanterns be placed, and we're gonna be embarking upon button quest. The quest for the buttons. There's another little experiment I want to try, but I'll place buttons first. Dang it, dang it, Bobby! You can't keep falling like this. Imagine if I had to parkour at all, you know? How embarrassing that would be if I had to do anything parkour related. Oof, you know? If I had to parkour along my own bridges. Ugh. The pain! So I'm placing the buttons. Did I? I knew a button had been placed. And somehow it got placed very poorly. And now I'm going to be short one button. Am I short one button? I'm not short one button. Huh. How's this? Okay. Well, I saw the button fall all the way down. So there was something I wanted to try right over here. And I don't want to make any of these. But sometimes in the base and stuff, I use jungle planks, especially the jungle trapdoors, because they do have a jungly look to them. They do have a nice contrast with this, but where I thought of potentially using them or testing how it would look would be basically right here. See how that looks, and I think I like it. In which case, I'm gonna have to craft way more trapdoors. And this could actually be there the whole way through, but we can compare this one with this one right here. And I think the one with the trapdoors is a little more interesting, and it's got a better tie with the entire build, with the houses and so on. It just feels more put together. Oh, I'll place only the two central ones with the trapdoors so far. We'll see how much I like it. I might come back and bring a lot more trapdoors on this thing. But I think I'm liking it. This bridge is pretty much close to done. Anything else is pretty much just detail work. So I think that's a good thing that's been done today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode and or live stream. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Sponsored by the Flouz Crew on Patreon.